Hey guys, how's it going? God, this I think is day 21 of the vlog. So, oh man, I finally got my car back. So yay! As you can tell here the different type of seats, if you guys are noticing. So I got a brand new engine, been verified, and I got a brand new radiator because when they took the engine out, they found out that my radiator was leaking. I guess it was stained with the coolant, so they went ahead and called to see if my warranty will cover it. They said they did, so they went ahead and replaced it, and so now I have a brand new engine, brand new radiator, and let me tell you, man, this thing's quiet and it moves. Woohoo! But yeah, I mean, I'll divulge like the brand that I have. I have a Hyundai. So the reason I went with Hyundai was because of the warranty, because of when I was in home health, I needed a vehicle that would withstand driving all over the place, because when you're in home health, you're just gonna drive your car into the ground and stuff like that, because they're gonna send you all over the place. So put a lot of miles on it, and I was getting like oil changes like every 3,000 miles. So I was there at the dealer every month, and even they were looking at me like, what are you doing here? Something wrong with the car? Nah, oil change, man. So, finally I got that to slow down because they put me in an area that was close by my house, and so I didn't have to travel as far. So, I was able to extend the oil changes. And they were also telling me that I didn't have to get oil changed for like every 5,000 miles. I'm like, well, since I have a warranty, the book does say every 3,000 miles. So I'm following what the book says because I didn't want to void the warranty. But yeah, so that's what I have, guys. I have a Hyundai, and I got it mainly for the warranty, because I was in a place to where if something happened to the car, I don't think I would be able to afford to fix it, and I wouldn't be able to afford to buy a new one. That has now changed. I can afford to fix it and that. But with that warranty, I didn't know this, they didn't tell me, but there was $100 deductible on there. But I'm like, I don't care. $100 for a new engine, a new radiator, who cares? I just wanted to get taken care of. And that this is, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, I feel blessed that, the dealership I go to, which is Ontario Hyundai, the service department treats me very well there. I mean, Spencer, I got to give a hand to Spencer, my service advisor. He's been great through the whole thing, and I really appreciate his help. I know he doesn't know I have a YouTube channel or even watches my channel, but anybody that possibly does, can relay that message. But I really appreciate Spencer. I really appreciate the service department on Ontario Hyundai. And if I plan on buying any other vehicles, it's going to be through there. But I'll tell you, I really enjoy driving the rental car that they had me drive for the past week and a half, and that was a Hyundai Elantra hybrid. It was the blue model, the basic model, and damn, to me that was really nice, because when you reach a certain age, it's not about like how loud your car is, how fast your car is, how good looking your car is. You get to a point where the noise and the gas guzzling and the ride, because in this current car, the ride's pretty rough, but just driving the hybrid, it was smooth taking off. Everything felt smooth. The gas mileage was great, top notch. I had power, unbelievably. I had power, even though my current car has more horsepower than the hybrid. But I was able to adjust That's why, like, when I hopped in this car, it felt like, you know, I jerked my head back. I go, whoa, dang, forgot about the horsepower. But I really dug that car, and it just made me feel calm when I was driving. Like, you know, everybody can be like an idiot around me, but I still felt calm and safe in the car. And, you know, that's what I'm, you know, kind of leaning towards. Will I give up my current car? I really don't want to. If I don't have to, I won't. I'd rather just get a second car and be it the hybrid. Though I really wouldn't mind having that Elantra N with the stick shift. Woo! 290 horsepower. Whew. But again, it falls into the category of, you know, the rough ride and being loud. So I just really dug the hybrid for being smooth on the road, very responsive, very comfortable. The brakes seemed like they were massive because, man, that thing would just stop me on a dime. And I just appreciate how quiet it was on the road. So like I said, when you get older, you kind of appreciate stuff like that. And when you're younger, yeah, you want the hot rod. You want the speed. So, but, you know, I'm happy I got my car back. You know, the only problem I have is, you know, when you have your car out that long and you have someone else working on it, there's certain things that you find on the car, you just feel like violated. Like, you know, I put my hands on the steering wheel, you can tell that, you know, they didn't put on new gloves. They had the dirty gloves on my steering wheel, so you can feel all the grime on the steering wheel. And I'm just like, you know, so I got to make sure I clean it off when I get home. My seat is dirtier than it was when I brought it in. So apparently, you know, whatever dirt was on their clothes, I don't think they had my seat covered in plastic. Usually they do, but I mean, these are just little minor gripes compared to, you know, me being treated like, I don't want to say with royalty, but with respect. And that's what I really enjoy. And, you know, as long as I get, you know, respect out of the service center over there at Ontario Hyundai, I will continue to purchase cars there. I will continue to take my car in for service and get the service that I need and be taken care of, almost like no questions asked. So, you know, you can't beat that. All right, guys. Well, you know, I gotta go, but, you know, if you have any comments about like how and where you take your car and you're being treated, you know, with respect or being treated like a king or a queen, you know, or if you actually go to an independent mechanic, if you're being treated like royalty there, you know, just share your thoughts on that. You know, I'll kind of be interested in what you guys think and how you guys think you should be treated when you take your car in. And, you know, if you get the problem solved at the first try, or if they have to have you bring your car in several times to see what the problem is, which was the case with my engine, because they needed to find out if the cleaning would work, or, you know, worst case was replacement of the engine. I was pretty certain I was going to get a new engine, so here I am, new engine in my car. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. I really love how you make the comments, and it just feels like we have this little connection going as a community, and I really appreciate that. So you guys have a good night, and I'll make another video for the next day. So until the next time, I have another daily vlog for you guys. Have a good night.